Did you know that in Marvel Spider-Man, at the beginning of the game, Spider-Man will say this?
Not good. Can't have people taking pictures of my 3 chest hairs.
Now, you might think that's just a throwaway line meant to make you laugh and then be forgotten pretty much straight away. Well, if you complete the game 100%, you will unlock the Undie suit, which, as the name suggests, sees you swinging around New York in just your underwear. And if we use the game's photo mode and look really closely, we can see that Peter really does have 3 chest hairs, which is pretty funny. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Easter Eggs and Hidden Details. As always, leave any discoveries that I haven't covered down in the comments below. Big or small, it's always worth letting me know what you found just in case. And without further delay, let's get started with the Gothic Remake. Now, if I asked you to name the most overused Easter eggs in gaming, what comes to mind? Dark Souls bonfires? Red balloons in sewer drains? Well, for me, Titanic has to be right up there, with games either choosing to reference the famous floating door scene or the I'm flying moment at the front of the ship. Now, I'm not just bringing this up to flex my Titanic Easter egg knowledge, as if you head to this location on the map, you can find this. Okay, so it's slightly different to the scene from the film, but it's definitely a reference. Up next is another sea-related Easter egg, but this one is found under the sea. At this location on the map, you can find this. So even the fantasy world of Gothic can't resist the taste of Mr. Krabs' famous Krabby Patties, as this is a reference to the Krusty Krab from SpongeBob. Now, this next Easter egg is really cool. Right at the beginning of the game, you have to cross this ominous looking bridge to begin your adventure. Well, if you don't cross the bridge and instead swim under it, you can find this. So, hidden under the bridge is the model for the original old camp, which is the camp that you first visit when starting the game. I'm guessing that if you're a fan of the original Gothic, this Easter egg is especially great. Oh, and in what has to be one of the most random video game cameos of all time, at this location on the map you can find a bare-knuckle fighter named Jan. And this is actually UFC fighter Jan Blachowicz. What's especially cool is that not only is the character modelled on the fighter himself, but he also voices the character too, as he is a self-confessed fan of the original and wanted to be involved in the remake.
There is saying about that. Something with cats.
Now cast your minds back to 2020 and the Halo Infinite gameplay premiere. What should have been a way for Xbox to show off Master Chief's latest adventure soon became something very different, because Microsoft seemingly can't go a week without putting their foot in it. Anyway, one particularly derpy looking brute completely stole the show, and the Halo community quickly named him Craig, much to the sadness of people named Craig all over the world. Well, during the Truth and Reconciliation mission, you can find this. So, inside the stasis chamber is the familiar face of Craig looking like Craig. It's always nice when a developer can laugh at themselves. The other campaign-evolved Easter egg that I found is a bit of a strange one. During the game's very first level, you can find this. So it's a dancing crab, and I have no idea why it's here. Now, I'm sure that most of you, like me, immediately thought of the dancing crab meme. But I'm not sure that's what this is. And even if it is that, I don't think it will beat the dancing crabs found in the Talos Principle 2. Anyway, this isn't the only crab that can be seen in the game, and I've already found another one, which makes me wonder if there's a crab hidden in every mission. If there is, I need to know what happens when you find them all, because a Halo crab rave sounds pretty cool. Now, do you remember in the last episode of this series, where we fed some meatballs to a girl trapped down a well in Bakso Simulator 2? Well, it turns out that the power of meatballs is very strong in the Bakso universe, as if you throw meatballs at one of these stone balls, well, nothing happens. However, if you throw the meatballs at this stone ball in particular, this will happen. Now, when I first saw this, Well, I was kinda confused, but after that confusion passed, the initial pose did make me think of the Praise the Sun emote from Dark Souls. As for what happens after that, well, I have no idea. The other Bakso Simulator Easter egg is also strange, but for very different reasons. If you head past the petrol station at night, you can find this. So we find ourselves in the very familiar yellow corridors of the backrooms. Now, there doesn't seem to be anything down here that can actually hurt you, despite a few creepy figures hiding around certain corners. There is, however, a shopkeeper selling creepypasta themed items based on characters, including Siren Head and Slenderman, along with a tourist caveman for some reason that I'm not aware of. So if you've been watching this channel for a while, you might remember Fallen Aces, the stylish crime noir first-person shooter. If you don't remember it, allow me to refresh your memory.
Uh-oh. No, not now, not now. No, come on. No.
Anyway, recently the much anticipated Chapter 2 update was released, and it's here that we can find an Easter egg. When in Nightwave's hideout, you can pet his dog, Spady.
How's it going, Pooch?
Oh, that's Spady. Best leave it be. She's not fond of strangers.
Okay, so Spady is a hands-off kind of dog. Got it. Well, if you ignore the very obvious warning signs and continue to pet Spady, this will happen.
Leave her alone, Mike. Leave her alone, Mike. Leave her alone, Mike.
So I bet you didn't see that coming. Spady will bite your arm off, killing you instantly. Let this be a warning. If a dog doesn't want you to touch it, don't touch it. Now, some of the most popular videos on this channel are the ones that show the various interactions between characters in the Mortal Kombat series.
You're one ugly motherfucker.
So when I heard that Marvel Tokon did something similar, and of course featured Marvel characters and the years of relationships that brings, I knew I had to check it out. Now, first up are a couple of Deadpool related interactions, because if anyone's going to provide us with juicy references, it's going to be Deadpool. For example, if you have Deadpool face off against Wolverine, this might happen.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're tiny. They must have gone with comic Logan rather than movie Logan.
Whatever. Let's see how you talk with a mouth full of adamantium.
So, Deadpool mentioning Wolverine's height is of course a nod to the fact that in the comics, Wolverine is 5'3", whereas Hugh Jackman is around 6'2". Up next in Deadpool's proverbial crosshairs is Blade.
Gotta be honest, I can't see why on earth you're here.
People love me! I'm in so many movies! Hey, when are you getting another movie, huh? Oh, right.
So this one references the very recent announcement that the proposed Blade movie starring Mahershala Ali was cancelled after years of delays. And I'm not gonna lie, this one hurt. The final Deadpool movie shoutout can be heard when fighting Penny Parker.
I can't believe they split the sequel to your movie in half! Oh, I was so mad, Penny. So mad!
I'm sorry for your distress, but can we fight, please? Not so sure about this guy.
So, Deadpool mentioning Penny's film being cut in half is of course a reference to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which released in 2023 and ended on a cliffhanger, with Part 2 now scheduled to release in 2027. So, the final interaction is crazy. If Spider-Man fights Green Goblin, this will happen.
You look a little angry, Bug. Still holding a grudge over Gwen Stacy?
That and everything else.
Now, obviously, Green Goblin and Gwen Stacy have a lot of history, but I'd argue that most people know of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 incident where Goblin caused the death of Gwen. Bringing up Gwen Stacy immediately before fighting Spider-Man is either some elite level psychological warfare or the worst possible thing that Goblin could have said. So that's it. If you're the sort of person who loves spotting things that developers hide, make sure you're subscribed, and as always, leave anything that I've missed down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.